name's Katiana, and today we're going to be talking about cones. Now, more specifically, we want to discuss the volume of a cone. Volume in general is essentially the amount of space taken by a 3D figure. For those of you who don't know the difference between 3D and 2D, 2D is simply a flat object like a square, whereas 3D is going to be a cube, so it's going to have 3 dimensions. And it's going to have to be able to come out and meet much like that. And you're going to have to, like, for a volume versus the area is going to be everything inside here, and it can be looked at on a grid. This, if looked at on a grid, is going to have multiple dimensions, and it's going to have to fill everything that goes in here. That's what we mean by volume versus area of a 3D versus 2D figure. So in this case, we're talking about cones. Now, a cone is an object that tapers to a single point. So most commonly it's thought of as this rounded figure like an ice cream cone. However, a pyramid or something with a differently shaped base or like edges like this that tapers to a point is technically speaking a cone too, much in the way that a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. That's the same principle. So a pyramid is a cone, but a cone is not necessarily a pyramid, and that's the difference. So you've got the base here and the height coming from here. And now the base is going to be the formula is going to be base times the height divided by 3, because you want to have this surface area so you can get the rest of it, and that's essential. So if you have something like this, it's going to be the equation to get the area of this base. In this case, this is a circular base, so it's going to be the area to get the base of it. It's going to be the equation to get the area of a circle, which is pi r squared, which is why down here you see pi r squared times height divided by 3. Now, the reason for height divided by 3 is because if you simply take the area of the base times the height, that's the equation for a cylinder, and that would fill this cone shape as well as all of this. And as you can see here, it's pretty equidistant from all of it, especially since it's a rounded 3D figure. So this is really just 1/3 of the cylinder. So you're going to take it divided by 3. Another way of looking at all of this is just simply doing all of this and then dividing by 3, but it's simpler to do it this way. Or consider it pi r squared times 1/3 of the height is another way of thinking of it. So in this case, you're going to have pi r squared. In this case, we're saying we have a radius of 2. So that's going to be pi times 2 squared. And that comes out to be pi times 4. And then you've got 12 for your height. And because it's height divided by 3 in order to get just this area instead of an entire cylinder, that's going to be 12 divided by 3, which is going to give you 4. So it's going to give you pi 4 times 4, or pi 2 squared times 4. So pi 4 times 4 is basically going to be pi 16. If your teacher wants you to simplify it, then you will have to take pi and round it to 3.14 or 3.142, depending on how specific they are. But for this equation, we're just going to leave it at the specific without rounding or simplifying or anything, which means that our final answer is going to be pi 16 for our volume of a cone. That's all we have for you today. Thank you, and join us again.